Hi, it's Laura Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation, and it is Sunday evening and we are here to do some meditation, and it's another windy night tonight, so I've kind of tried to find a spot where I'm a little bit less windy. I'm under this magnificent tree, and just as the sun's come out now you can see how sorry, I lost my signal for a second there. You can see this amazing, and I tip my it tries to pause it, so I don't know if I can do that and show you the tree, but it's really stunning. So it's it's quite chilly outside though. If you've been at home today, haven't yet been outside, it is chilly. And I'm going to move over and see if I get a better signal over here. I'm going to avoid some wireless connection. Okay, well, let's see how we go with the signal. You can still see that lovely tree from here as well, so which is good news. How's everybody's day been today? Does my signal keep getting interrupted for you? Can you let me know if you're getting interrupted or if it's just my end? No comment, so hopefully that's a good thing. I wanted to talk tonight about steadiness, and that's the quality I wanted just to cultivate in our meditation tonight, because I know for me and for lots of people I've spoken to actually that this week has been a real roller coaster of lots of different emotions, and one minute we feel fine, the next minute we feel anxious and afraid. We maybe watch the news and that ramps things up again, or we speak to a loved one and we remember that they're vulnerable, or we feel vulnerable ourselves, and it can be really tough to find that steadying feeling in your day, so that even while you go through those ups and downs, there's a sense that something is holding you steady, and that you can connect to something a bit more grounded. So I often talk about the ocean in terms of meditation, and there's lots of different analogies for how the ocean is like meditation. But one of the things that we think about is that kind of, when we're in our busy doing world, we're at the surface and we're on top of the ocean, and we're really at the mercy of whatever waves come along, whether those are the waves of actual events and things that are happening, or the emotional waves of the emotions that come and go, and suddenly out of nowhere there might be a storm, and then it gets still again, and we feel this vulnerable sense of never knowing when the ocean is going to be still enough for us. But when we drop anchor in that ocean, down into that stillness of the deep ocean, that's how we can then find our way to feeling like no matter how much we're buffeted around at the surface, there's a sense of being connected, being able to stay okay even when the storm's raging. And that's what meditation does for us. It allows us that capacity to, in this connect to something deeper, something more still and more calm. And the reality is that stillness, I don't know if you can hear how windy it is here, I hope you can hear me okay, there. Signal is working okay because poor wireless connection, so if I need to move I will. If anybody can just drop a comment in to say that you can hear me and see me okay. Nobody's commenting. I wonder if that means that you can hear me or not. Well, you're all still here, so hopefully, it keeps dripping out. Oh, I'm going to move just in case, because I would hate, I don't know if you can see that beautiful tree in the background. In the summer, it's a real pain because it has such a lot of leaves that come down in our garden. I'm going to sit here. My signal will improve. It's going to be sort of a belated start tonight with this. It's stopping on funny faces, so it's funny. Oh, great! I can only imagine what it's doing, actually. I'm going to sit. I've got a little wheelbarrow here. There's lots of builders, so I've got like a wheelbarrow here. I'm going to perch by this wheelbarrow, and then I'll be nearer the house, so I should have a good signal. Which is a shame because you won't get to see that lovely tree. If you look now, it's so majestic, that tree. And my studio space, which is a bit of a building site at the moment, you can see is inside there, and so often we look out and I use that tree a lot to kind of anchor and talk to about people. So in this meditation tonight we're going to be dropping anchor. We're going to be dropping anchor into, that's from whether our sea is a stormy tonight or we're feeling calm, we're just going to try and connect into steadiness. And when we've done that process of connecting to the body and the breath, we'll also draw on the steadiness of somebody that inspires us with steadiness. So maybe there's somebody in your life, or somebody who, a figure in history, or something that for you personifies steadiness, and we'll draw on that as a way of cultivating that sense of steadiness to bring into the rest of our days. That sounds dramatic, doesn't it? The rest of our days. I mean the rest of today. So let's get ourselves comfortable in position. So no special postures, and we're just literally finding that happy place between being super relaxed and lying down, which is too far one way, and being super rigid and not allowing ourselves to move, which is the other end of the spectrum. So we want to be active but relaxed, feeling it in the body and being really conscious of what's happening in the body without trying to force it or try too hard. And we'll just gently close down the eyes and just be comfortable, having the lower back supported if you can, and avoid having the head resting back if you don't want to fall asleep, and that just helps us to stay in that state of falling asleep rather than being asleep, so we can actually be aware of what's happening. And just tuning in first of all to everything that you can hear right now, so looking outwards, sensing outwards to the sounds around you. Perhaps there's the sounds of your body, the room, outside. Perhaps it's the sound of the wind where I am today as it's blowing through the trees. Becoming aware of this moment. Whenever you feel yourself being pulled away by thoughts, or you suddenly realise that you're not with the sounds anymore, just coming back. And knowing that every time you notice that you've been distracted, you're training your mind. And then we'll take our awareness to the fingertips, just to the very tips of the fingers, and that gentle sense of what's going on there. And noticing that after a moment you might feel a gentle tingling or vibration in the fingers, like a gentle humming or vibration. That's your nervous system responding to you turning inwards. Your body and your mind coming together just for a moment. Just moment by moment, that awareness. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay too. Or perhaps your mind is continually distracted. And just coming back each time. Perhaps you can hear the gusting still in the background where I am. Just keeping your main focus on your fingertips. We'll use the body as a way to be grounded in this moment. The body can only ever be right now when we're aware of it. And becoming aware of the toes. So now the fingers and the toes are in your awareness. Just noticing what that feels like to harness the attention that way. Seeing if you can do it gently, without trying to control it too much. Just noticing whatever sensation's there without needing it to be a certain way. And then allow that awareness to spread across the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, and then spilling up the ankles and the shins, all the way up to the knees, along the thighs and into the hips, perhaps becoming aware of the chair underneath you or the floor. Maybe even feeling the feel of your clothes against your skin, or the air against your skin. Perhaps there's a heaviness or a lightness that you can be aware of in the legs. from the hands, travelling up the wrists and the forearms, to the elbows, and all the way up to the shoulders, across the chest and down into the belly. Your whole body in your awareness now. And if you realise that you're no longer with my voice and your mind's disappeared, just noticing that that's happened and coming back. Seeing if you can hold that awareness of your whole body just for a moment. Perhaps noticing the cheeks, the ears, the jaw. Noticing if there's areas of tension anywhere in the body. Without trying to change them or move them on, just allowing yourself to be aware. There's the whole body. And then perhaps there's areas that are more obvious in the body. And maybe with that awareness, you can feel a subtle relaxation just beginning to emerge. A letting go. Moving from doing into being. And maybe there's resistance to that. That fight or flight that may have been triggered throughout the week might be trying to convince your body to stay there. Just allowing yourself to let go of that if you can. Being in this moment where you're safe and all is okay, right now, exactly where you are, and giving yourself permission to be right here. I'm exactly where I planned to be. And seeing if you can take your awareness now to your breath. So there's still your body and your awareness, but you're also aware of your breath. Noticing that rise and fall in the body. Perhaps noticing where you feel the breath today. Perhaps it's that rise and fall of the chest or the belly. Maybe it's where that cool air enters the nostrils or the mouth. Just notice and let your attention land wherever's the most obvious with the breath. And the breath is this amazing tool to help us to drop anchor, whether that's during a meditation with your eyes closed, or throughout your day when you feel suddenly overwhelmed by the waves and the storms. You can connect back to the breath, and that rising and falling that happens on its own. The body's breathing, and you're just watching. We'll begin to label that experience, that rise and fall. So when you breathe in, labeling it rising. And when you breathe out, falling. Rising, falling. Finding your own rhythm without trying to create one. Letting go of effort. Letting go of any thoughts or sensations, and just coming back each time to the breath, effortlessly. As soon as we try and put effort into meditation, it slips away from us. So we'll do the opposite of our doing and just let things be exactly as they are right now. Rising, falling. And as you continue to label that raw experience of the breath, I want you to also bring to mind an invitation for you to bring to mind. Someone who you associate steadiness with, that quality of equilibrium, of being able to be with whatever comes up. Perhaps that's someone from your early life, a mentor, a teacher, or someone famous, someone renowned for those qualities. Perhaps the Buddha, Gandhi, someone who resonates for you. And just bring to mind whoever it is, but imagine being in the presence of their steadiness as you stay with your breath. Feeling what it feels like in your body to be around that steady, calming stillness. As your breath continues to rise and fall, that anchoring. Rising, falling. And see if you can bring that feeling of steadiness into yourself now, from being with that person that you've envisioned, or imagined, or remembered. And as you continue to label the breath, have a few moments of silence to sit with how it feels to be in that presence, as we watch the breath come and go. Rising, falling. Begin to allow the breath to deepen again now. Just noticing with each breath, as you come back to your awareness of your body and your surroundings and the room you're in, with your eyes closed, how the breath just naturally deepens again. Perhaps noticing how you weren't aware of the breath slowing. Taking 3 bigger than usual breaths. And then letting the breath return to its natural rhythm. Gently moving the fingers and the toes, and gently blinking open the eyes. Well, that was a very windy meditation. I don't know if you could hear the wind howling as we went through that. here we are back again. And hopefully even just a small amount of that steadiness that we tapped into can stay with you, and you can draw on that and come back to the breath any time that you need that reminder through these crazy times. And I hope that wherever you are tonight, you have a lovely evening, and I will be here tomorrow, hoping for a slightly less windy evening. I'll be here at 5:15 tomorrow. So, and please do share this group, these sessions. It would be great to impact as many people as we can and bring together something really powerful about meditating together at the same time. So it would be great if we could keep spreading that. Take care, have a good night.